Oh, a microphony.
And a phony at the mic.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
The Doctor of Discernment is now online.
You know, much like my show, in that it's a local reaction to things that are happening on a federal level.
Dispensing a daily dose of common sense. No prescription required.
Wow, do I have a boatload of stuff for you, from the crazy to the absurd. Let's start getting into it because, I mean, it is bizarro world out there. And I say, if it's obvious to me, it should be obvious to everybody. Oh, wow. Who could have seen this coming?
This is the Fourth Hour with Greg Belfrage.
Hold on to your butts.
From the underground bunker beneath Kello Radio, welcome to the Fourth Hour with Greg Belfrage. It's so great to have you along. I'm looking every day. Okay, are people going to be here? And you never fail me. You never ever fail me. I really appreciate having you along. Let's start with the president's True Social account. Let's give you a little bit of good news, and then we'll get to some crazy news. Let's see am I sharing the right thing? I grabbed the wrong thing. Let me, this is why you get too many windows open. I'm trying to talk to you at the same time. I'm trying to administer trying to guide the program here, and it's just a mess. I know. There we go. There's the president's True Social account. It's about a 7-minute video, so I didn't want to share it all. But he said, it was my great honor to recognize some of the businesses making massive new investments right here in the United States. And you see them all listed there. And then he posted, take a look at this. I'll just scroll up through these. SoftBank, Oracle, $500 billion. OpenAI. Hey, glad I'm using OpenAI. They're investing in the United States. TSMC, $100 billion. NVIDIA, hundreds of billions. Apple, $500 billion. And this goes on. Lilly, $27 billion. DMAC Properties, $20 billion. Johnson & Johnson, $55 billion. Merck, $8 billion. So it's just absolutely incredible as you take a look at how these companies now are investing in the United States. And I shared, there was a piece at True Social by Mark Levin this morning. I don't want to look at my stack of stuff. My stack of stuff is just blown up at this point. But it was a great comment by Mark Levin last night on True Social. And he was saying, now keep in mind that Mark Levin was part of the Reagan administration. He was there. And he talked about Reaganomics and how that took a little bit of time. But once it got up and going, and he said, we're about 100 days into the Trump presidency. And this is what's been amazing to me. Everybody wants everything and they want it now. And I think these things are going to come. And that's why I shared the president's True Social account there with you. I want you to see the amounts of money that companies are investing in the United States. I think it's just so much greater than certainly than the media is reporting. They're worried about a lot of other things. I don't think I have as much for you this morning as I had hoped, but I've got some news to share. I want to show you this. I just found this, and this is the White House wire. Take a look at this. Tell me if it looks familiar. The Drudge Report. Those of you who remember the Drudge Report, the White House wire. So this is whitehouse.gov/wire. And so here's all the news. New data reveals strong economic momentum. White House Council on Environmental Quality establishes a permitting innovation center. And this just goes on. That is bright, but it looks, seriously, that is smart. It looks just like the, just like the Drudge Report. Let's, just for the hell of it, let's take a look at the Drudge Report. I have not been on it for a long time. You know, Matt Drudge is no longer with it, but there it is. Trump launching his own Drudge Report using taxpayer dollars. Yeah, the federal government, they're releasing news releases. They always have been. Okay, that's a little bit crazy. So take a look for that. That'll be out there now. That's already in. I bookmarked that as soon as I saw it, and I'm like, that's somewhere that I'll go. I'll be interested to. I may not use any of it. It's the same as Trump's True Social account. I go to the president's True Social account every day. Some days I mention it, other days I don't. It just depends what's there. If there's something that I think is worthy of your time, if it's interesting, if it's funny, if it's enlightening, I'm going to share it with you. If it's, I think, well, no, I just blow past it and away we go. But it's definitely in my stack of stuff. Now, if you are a fan of Fox News, Fox and Friends, did you catch this? Fox News has a story on this as well. But this is at the New York Post. They're both part of the same company, New York Post and Fox News. Although New York Post takes, in my opinion, a much more newsy attitude than FoxNews.com. FoxNews.com, I don't know. I don't find them nearly as valuable as I do the New York Post. So anyway, getting back to Fox and Friends, Steve Doocy. This is the father of Peter Doocy, who's the White House correspondent for Fox News at the White House. Steve Doocy going to step back from full-time co-hosting duties. He's moving to Florida, and he will join his colleagues remotely 3 times a week, beginning later this month. So he announced this morning. I'm on the air at the time, but I noticed, one of the things I'm doing is I'm on the air and I'm taking a break, or even as, we're talking, my eyes are around the studio and I've got Fox News up. And I noticed something was going on, and they were all sitting around Doocy and a lot of hugging and so on. But Doocy, he said, after decades of getting up at 3:30, driving into New York City in the dark, today is the last day I will host the show from the couch. I'm not retiring. I'm not leaving the show. I'm still a host, but it's time for a change. And I like him. I especially like his son, Peter Doocy. But so he's stepping back. He turns 70 next year. So he's going to be a full-time remote host. And he will cover the on-the-ground features like the show's diner segments. I like those. I must admit. Have you seen any of that? When Fox and Friends, they go into a diner and then they're walking around, it's like man on the street, and we're talking to the diners here, wherever, going around getting their thoughts. They got a question of the day they're posing, everybody getting their, it's kind of what I do on the radio, except they're doing it, they're out there and talking to folks live while they're having their breakfast. Kind of what I do, I guess. Having your breakfast, starting your day, and glad to be a part of your life. Thank you so much. Okay, there was, let's see what else I got here for you. Oh yeah. And now I know I wanted to share that. Sometimes I look at these and the headline, I'm like, why did I want to share that with folks? Now I remember. Let's get into this. This is Matt Vespa, who we feature often here during the fourth hour, as well as on the Greg Belfrage show. His stories at Town Hall, I think, are really great. No wonder why the liberal media thinks Trump's first 100 days are a disaster. And he gets into it. This is what caught my eye. Byron York, who is, where is he at again? I think Washington Examiner, I believe. Byron York. The Dow opened April 1 at 41,879. It closed April 30 at 40,669. For you stats people, is that the worst April since 1932, as the Wall Street Journal declared earlier this month? And there it is. Dow headed for worst April since 1932. Investors said no confidence. Exactly right. Byron York is spot on in regards to this. And I probably should have shared that with you before sharing, the President's True Social account. And he's, mentioning all the companies and the amount of the investments that they're making in the United States. And it's just incredible. Dow headed for the worst since 1932. Seriously, these people are gloom and doomers, baby. They are gloom and doomers. That's who they are. And it is Byron York, who I like. Don't always agree with him. There are times he has a take, and I'm like, man, what? Okay. That's the thing about America, right? We can all think different things. We look at things differently. We can have our own perspective. And so sometimes I don't agree with him, and other times, like, today he's spot on. Absolutely spot on. That is pretty crazy. Also, we've got another story about the MS-13 gang member, Kilmar Abrego Garcia. His wife filed a second protective order against him, alleging abuse. So she didn't file just one, she filed two. And there was a story, I had the headline that he basically, according to the court order, that he basically had said, he could kill her and nobody could do anything about it. Can you imagine saying that to your spouse? What kind of animal speaks that way? This guy is being held up by the Democrats like he's some kind of hero. Who in the hell says I could kill you? I'm going to get in trouble on YouTube. I could, end you. I could get away with it. I could get away with that. You can't. What? Man, that is not my reality. That is not the world I live in. And I expect you feel the same way. It's just absolutely incredible. Okay, I'm sharing this story only because it just made me laugh. The Cracker Barrel's new modern look is an insult to Americans. So the story goes on. I hate to do it. Have to go after Cracker. Who is this, by the way? Let's take a look at this. Zach Dean. He's got some good stuff at Outkick. Zach Dean. So he doesn't want to do it, don't want to do it, but got to go after Cracker Barrel. Don't feel good about it. I took an oath here at Outkick to uphold the Cracker Barrel beat. I have an obligation to fulfill it. He said, I've written this story, but Outkick does not scroll the way it should. I have had that problem repeatedly with Outkick. So he said, their new look is making great American patriots sick to their stomach. And I don't blame them one bit. Word started trickling out last summer that the restaurant was undergoing modern changes, and I knew then this would go off the rails. I wrote about it. You guys read it because you flooded my inbox with angry responses. I get it. And so he says now, a year later, they're starting to roll out these changes, and you see the reaction from people. They remodeled their stores into oblivion. And you watch some of this, and remodeled their store into oblivion. Yeah, really? That's it? I mean, I've seen other restaurants that look very similar to that. I guess that it's more the food at the Cracker Barrel that would prevent me from going, but that's me. I know other people. My first call screener, Brownie, he loved Cracker Barrel, man. He would absolutely love Cracker Barrel. And on his advice, I went to Cracker Barrel and I went, man, did you steer me? Give, a bum steer there going to Cracker Barrel. But people are complaining about the new updated Cracker Barrel stores. Walked into the Cracker Barrel for the first time in years and wept. They've changed everything. Okay, now that makes me laugh. Listen to that comment. Walked into the Cracker Barrel for the first time in years. Oh, well, it must have been fabulous if you haven't been there for years. What you expect it to be locked in time? I'm away for 4 years. I'm not going to patronize your business. I'm not going to go there. But when I come back, you better not change a thing. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. And it just makes me laugh. Well, this explains the rapid decline of Cracker Barrel. Your restaurant sucks. You failed. Well, on there. So, and then he goes on, Zach Dean. Yeah, it's just unacceptable. There's no other way to put it. I love it watching folks go off the deep end with stuff like that. I find it entertaining, and I hope you did too. You have made it to the end of the video, so you are part of my gallery of champions. I'm really grateful for all of you. Also, a extra thanks to the Bunker Brigade. These are the folks that you see their comments, whether you're watching on Facebook. Most of you are watching via YouTube. And I'm picking up, as I told you the other day, more and more folks on YouTube, very slowly, but numbers are increasing. And I love seeing all of you. First of all, I want to say thank you. But the Bunker Brigade, they are the folks that are here every day. They're here during the YouTube show, which is the radio show at 6 a.m. Robert, in particular, he's there absolutely just about every morning. Without fail. Steve is another regular. I mean, you guys are the Bunker Brigade. My thanks to you. Thank you so much. Hit the like button before you leave. I'd appreciate that. And we'll leave it there for today. I'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, I'm underground and gone.